Welcome in, everybody, from the Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. I'm Drew Galliard. Alongside me this afternoon is Brendan Price, on camera, Claire Kostelnick. Game number 2 for the Metro State Roadrunners here in the BMHC Classic after a big win last night against University of California, Berkeley. And I had a chance earlier this afternoon to catch up with Jackson Tillinghast, the alternate captain here for Metro State. And I was able to talk to him a little bit about this weekend and his time overseas. Let's go ahead and drop that interview now before we get into the starting lineups here.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Drew Galliard here with Jackson Tillinghast, assistant captain here for Metro State. Tilly, I know that you've been kind of beat to death with your trip to Europe a little bit, but kind of tell us about your experience, how that went, what it was like playing overseas against a bunch of new opponents.
For sure. It was an awesome experience. Just the hockey was a lot different. The bigger ice, it was just an unbelievable experience. I've never been to Europe before, so it was awesome. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, it was great.
What was it like playing with a bunch of people from around the country that you had never met or played with before?
Yeah, I mean, I knew some of the players from playing against them, but yeah, it was definitely a different experience. But I think over the course of the week, we kind of grew closer together as like a team and got to know each other a little bit. And so it ended up being, we ended up being really close. So yeah.
That's awesome. And you hopping back on this ice surface, obviously a little bit smaller. Do you find yourself running out of space playing back here, or you feel like you're getting yourself a little more time?
No, I don't think so. I think I'd say I'm more used to this ice than, I don't mind the Olympic ice, but I honestly don't think it's that big of a transition. So, yeah.
Awesome. Also, going into this weekend, the BMHC Classic, obviously it's been kind of an up and down season for everybody. Starting off early on in the season, you were injured, came back, you obviously gotten hot, and coming into this weekend, 4 games against 4 really good teams that you don't see all that often. Big win last night. What do you kind of expect out of the next 3 games here this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, these games are really important for us. So, but I do think we're starting to roll a little bit. I think we're starting to figure it out. So yeah, I mean, like, these next 3 games are super important, but I feel confident going into them for sure.
Awesome. Last question here for you. Looking at the score sheet after TJ's 2 goals last night, he's catching up to you in the goal lead. Do you guys have a little friendly competition, rivalry, betting, anything going on in the locker room?
No, not at all. Definitely just want to get as many goals for the team as possible, I would say. Yeah, I mean, now we're playing together, so yeah.
And one more thing too, just bringing this up again, we've had a little bit of turnover this year, and just players and injuries and everything like that. Obviously, the team's gelling pretty well right now. Brand new player last night, I think his third game, got 2 assists.
Yeah.
Tell us about your new teammate.
He's awesome. I think he really helps us on the back end, just moving the puck and just helps with that first pass. And he's a great kid too, so we're really happy to have him.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Tilly. Appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the weekend here, and we look forward to the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Jackson Tillinghast, assistant captain here for Metro State, leading point and goal scorer for this squad as well. And it was great catching up with him as well as the rest of the team here earlier this afternoon after, like I said, a good win last night against a very good Cal Berkeley team, as we're getting prepared for this one this afternoon against the Northeastern Huskies. Coming into this one ranked number 13, and welcoming in here my broadcast partner, Brendan Price. Brendan, from the games yesterday, how'd Northeastern look?
Well, Northeastern got it was a physical, it was a hard-fought 4-3 win at DU last night. They are the first team to beat win down here in the Denver area, I should say, against a BMHC opponent. Wyoming was the first conference team and only conference team to lose a game yesterday. So far, the BMHC crew is off to a high-flying start. DU's 2-0, CU is 2-0, Metro's 1-0, CSU is 1-0. And, we talked so much about what Metro needed to get done yesterday, and they put a hurt on Cal Berkeley. And now the question is going to be, you're facing another tough opponent for the second day in a row. And we mentioned it last night on the telecast, Drew. The turnaround only gets shorter from here.
Absolutely. And after the game here this afternoon, the Roadrunners back in action at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then 11:30 bright and early on Monday. Let's take you to the starting lineups now. We'll start for the Huskies here. Back on forward, we have Nathan Baer, Nick Larkin, and Austin Lundmark. Back on D, Eric Elberry, George Foster, and in between the pipes, Ben Walsh. And on the flip side of things, for the Roadrunners, usual suspects getting the start here today. Mason Labuglio, Jackson Tillinghast, TJ McLeod on forwards. Back on defense, Braden Piper alongside Cale Hall. And in between the pipes, Patrick Loeffler, coming off a strong performance last night in between the pipes.
Yeah, 30-plus saves for Loeffler last night as the in-house PA getting ready to introduce the starting lineups here today. And, you know, one of the things we talked about that was so crucial for Metro State yesterday was getting off to a fast start. They did just that. They scored twice early. They got a nice lead. And, you know, the thing is you can't let off the gas pedal. It's if I had a nickel for every time I've said that on a broadcast. But, you know, I think the key today is, again, we saw this yesterday with Cal, a little bit of a feeling out process. These two teams haven't faced each other all year, and this is exactly on Northeastern's side. This is why they're here. They wanted 4 good games, and 4 good games they're going to get.
Absolutely. And both of these squads, again, it's nice to see teams we don't see very often, Pricer, and being able to see Cal last night, obviously Northeastern, we're going to play a good Grand Canyon team tomorrow, as well as finishing off with UMass on Monday. Such a great event. Good job by the BMHC and Charlie Marchese for putting this together. And I'm very impressed, once again, with everything, all the venues stepping in, doing a great job. So a lot of fun. Glad to be here, and glad to have my broadcast partner and Claire again on camera. Also want to give a big shout out as well to the Metro State media team. Digital media manager is Brandy Rose. Photography and media, Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry. Always doing a great job, as always, here. As once again, we're getting ready for the start of the game here. Brendan, what are your keys to the game here for Metro? I know you mentioned starting fast.
I think the thing for Metro State is they've got to stay active on the perimeter, on the outside in the offensive zone. That's where they generate so much of their offense.
Yep.
And the question is going to be, can Northeastern stop that?
You know, and I was able to sit in the player meeting here prior to the game talking to Coach Brady Reynolds, and we'll get that to you here after the national anthem. Welcome back, and everybody, to the Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. I'm Drew Gallagher. Alongside me here this afternoon, Brendan Price on camera and social media, Claire Kostelnick. Getting ready for another great matchup here for the Roadrunners. Prior to the national anthem, I was bringing up, got to sit into the coaches meeting with the players earlier today and listening to Coach Brady Reynolds and his team talk to the players and get a game plan going. And I got to tell you, one thing that really stuck out for me, you got to play hard, you got to play fast, and Northeastern is a team that loves to finish checks and play hard up against the boards, and it's going to be an interesting matchup here for the Roadrunners to counter that.
You know, yesterday we talked so much, Drew, about how in this western region you've got some teams that'll just pound you mercilessly into the ground. We think about the University of Utah, and Northeastern is a chip off the old block in that regard. To your point, their game last night, they got the 1-goal win. It was a very physical affair at Joy Burns last night.
Yes.
And part of that is that's where Metro needs to keep moving around the perimeter. You don't want to get caught in the middle of those board battles against a very heavy physical team like the Huskies.
Absolutely. Getting ready for puck drop here. Head coach for Northeastern, Pat Hanlon. On the other side, Brady Reynolds, Zach Schwink, Rob Barman, and Jake Larson. And behind the bench for the Roadrunners, we get underway here. Northeastern wearing all black buckets, pants, jerseys, and socks with the red and white trim and the Husky paw patch on the shoulders looking sharp. Metro State wearing their home white jerseys, the candy cane striping on the pants, shoulders, and socks, and blue buckets here. As both teams trying to start fast, and a good hit there by Larkin. And that was going to be on Labuglio. And right there, we talked about physical play from the Huskies. That good hit there at the blue line is a good start for them.
Yeah, and everyone's going to get an extra 20 seconds or so of play. It didn't start the clock right away, so we've got it at 19:15 here on our ticker. Just 19:34 left in the first period on the big board in-house, so we'll see if they make any adjustments at the whistle.
And a couple good hits there again for Northeastern, and a good upend there by Hank Cash. Referees doing a good job letting him play, get feeling out here early on. It's a slot shot and a glove save there by Loeffler, and we'll get a whistle here.
Now let's see, they got the clock at 19:12. I think that's where we're going to stay. And again, we'll work on that flickering video here for you real quick. Sorry about that at home, everybody.
Face-off won by Northeastern. Shot kicked away there by Loeffler into the near side corner. Want to welcome in all the fans tuning in from Northeastern as well. Good to have you on the stream. And feel free, hop in that YouTube chat if you have any questions, comments you'd like us to answer on air. Or when I inevitably butcher a last name, please go ahead and let me know. And we'll get that corrected here. We weren't able to get pronunciations before the game, unfortunately. But thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Metro trying to break out of their own zone, unable to. Northeastern staying hot with the forecheck. You'll notice too, Brennan, all three of those forwards go low as the Huskies love to play that physical game, as I mentioned, up against the boards. Metro's going to have to find a way to counter that. In the offensive zone for the Roadrunners, picked up and flipped back in there by number 22, Henry Waldorf, the newest member of this Roadrunner squad. Got his first 2 points as a Roadrunner last night. Opportunity now, shot goes off a stick, up and out of play. We'll get a whistle. 18-12 left to go here on our scoreboard in the arena. Face-off's going to be the right side of Loeffler here. Another good crowd on hand for both of these squads. It's been awesome to see all these visiting teams, how many fans they've made the trip here on this long weekend. Want to welcome all of them in as well. Face-off won by Metro. Still trying to get it out of their own zone, having a little bit of trouble here. Picked up by Gorsuch. Gorsuch leading the breakout. Down the near side, captain DJ McLeod sends it up looking for Tillinghast. McLeod 2 goals last night against Cal. And stolen away. And here come the Huskies with some speed down the far side. Cross-ice feed. Kicked away. Looking for George Foster, starting defenseman here for the Huskies. Back the other way. Tillinghast dodges a check, chasing the puck into the far side corner. He'll get there. Centering feed tipped just wide there by McLeod. Kept in but poked away by the Huskies. Dodging a check there was Austin Lundmark. In over the blue line. Picked up by Larkin. We'll get a whistle here. It's going to be an offside with 17-16 left to go in this first period. Also want to thank everybody for tuning in, especially if you're a Bronco fan. I know it's coming down to the wire there down at Mile High. We'll try and keep you guys updated as well. Face-off tied up and taken away by Jensen. Couldn't get to it. Here's Hank Cash looking for a hit. Bear able to sidestep it. Tipped up over the blue line. Bear with it now. Getting around the defenseman to the slot. Takes a shot and a save there by Loeffler at the 17-minute mark exactly for another whistle here.
And already, Drew, I think one of the things you really like, at least I do anyway, from Northeastern is that they've kind of already varied their game plan. We've seen some zone entries where they've gone wide, tried to break it back to the middle, couple dump and chase moves. And again, that's what you want to do. You're still trying to feel out your opponent. Again, haven't played each other all year. You know tape is a limited, precious commodity. Nice save by Loeffler there on the snapshot from the left point.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Brendan.
And I mean, you look at it, 304 and change into the game. Metro State doesn't have a shot yet.
Not yet, but that is the way it started last night. Cal was able to get 4 on the board before 5 straight from Metro. And Metro wound up getting the first goal. Face-off won by Northeastern, picked up there at the blue line. Fox sends it deep. Bear picks it up. Back up to the top of the blue line. Little flub pass, and now back the other way come the Roadrunners. Tipped up, and just a little bit too far for Mason Labuglio. And now back the other way. Larkin got his pocket picked. McLeod, the captain, picks it up. Tillinghast on the boards, dodges the check. McLeod, saucer pass, and couldn't bury it. Bounced right over his stick. And it looks like that was Labuglio with that little saucer pass to TJ McLeod. McLeod, again, last night, 2 goals. He was 1 away from a hat trick. Had a couple power breakaway opportunities, just couldn't stuff it home.
That pass Labuglio tried to make, that was the exact pass he made to get Matt Clift his goal that made it 4-1 in the second period last night.
Pootram calling for it right up the neutral zone. Good job on Metro converging. Stolen away again. Flubbed on the pass. Good forecheck there by Jensen. Picked up near side, top of the point. Good hit there alongside the back wall by Gorsuch. And kept in. Kyle Wilson drops it off. Right circle. Shot in a glove save by Loeffler here. And you're right. Again, still not a shot on goal for Metro. We're 5 minutes into this hockey game.
You know, again, small sample size, right? You break the game down into 5-minute chunks. Northeastern has dominated this 5-minute chunk. Metro had a late developing 2-on-1, a tough cross-ice rink-wide pass. But other than that, Northeastern's kept the play down in the offensive zone, and that's exactly what you want a team. They've already knocked off one BMHC foe. Looking for the double here this afternoon.
Puck taken into the defensive zone for Metro. Piper getting to it. Sends it off the boards to himself. He's got some speed now. Little flutter pass. Picked up there by Cooper Peterson, number 9. Another good hit there to the right side of the starting goalie, Ben Walsh, for Northeastern, the 6', 175 goaltender from Auburn, Massachusetts.
Just gonna say the Huskies again finishing their checks, delivering as advertised.
And that's something that we had a feeling was going to be like that here. As
watch out,
this Huskies team is a team that loves to finish checks. So we're going to get an icing call here. Got a commercial break down in Denver as well. Face off, left side of Loeffler. Won by the Huskies. Quick shot and a kick away. Going back the other way. Peterson sends it in deep. Peterson frustrated, not able to handle that pass. And coming back the other way, goes too far. It's going to roll just wide. Icing waved off, taken away by Tafoya. Tafoya's pass through the legs, and now back the other way. Collins with it, trying to split the D, unable to. McLeod chasing after it. Collins sends it in deep. Kicked down there by Tafoya. Tafoya wraps it around the near side. Back the other way. Here comes Tillinghast with some speed, couldn't get to it. And Friday with it. Over the blue line. Friday sends it deep. Northeastern will get a change. In behind his own net, Henry Waldorf sends it deep. Icing's waved off, goes in on net. And does that count as a shot on net there, Brendan?
No, because it wasn't an actual shooting attempt, but I see what you're getting at. Roadrunners still looking at a goose egg in that column. And
well, as Roadrunners look to get their first shot here, we're going to bring you the word of one of our great sponsors. Play It Again Sports in Lakewood. Sell, buy, trade, and win. You may never outgrow your favorite sports, but you may outgrow your equipment. Your locally owned Play It Again Sports provides an easy way to sell your quality used sports and fitness gear and get paid on the spot or trade up for what you need now. Visit them at 13075 West Alameda Parkway in Lakewood, Colorado. And thank you again to Play It Again Sports. Puck kept in the offensive zone. Kicked out Metro turns it over. Larkin picks it up, goes wide, pumps the break. Top of the blue line. Little shot, kick save, rebound comes right out. Bouncing puck, finally taken by Jensen. Jensen lost a handle on it, tries to send it deep. He'll follow up the near side. Glove down there by Gorsuch. Gets his pocket pick. Bear chasing after it. Lot of play along the boards here as well, Brendan. I know we were talking about that.
That's where Northeastern wants it, because what you're looking to do when you're so heavy on the boards, you want to see your opponent overcommit on those board battles, get sucked in, get caught puck watching, so that you can rotate around the perimeter and free up, ideally, a backdoor look that's wide open or a really good shot in like the bumper spot of the slot.
Absolutely. A couple of Huskies run into each other. Braden Piper with his big hit there along the blue line. Couldn't catch the number of that train there.
I think that was Hank Cash who delivered quite the label. I think it's the biggest hit we've seen this weekend.
And we got a tussle in behind the Northeastern net here. We'll get a whistle.
Yeah, I think this will be offsetting Miners, as those two couldn't really get separated without the assistance and support of our officials.
That's going to be Cooper Peterson heading off. No. Yes, it is going to be matching penalties here. Cooper Peterson and number 5, Mike Martinez for Northeastern. So question is, are we going to play 4-on-4 or a little 5-on-5 here?
I think because the penalty occurred while the puck was in play, even though it was behind the play, should be 4-on-4 hockey here.
And it looks like it will. And I want to remind everybody, last night as well, Metro got a really nice goal, 4-on-4. And looking to do the same thing here. Face off at center ice, tied up by McLeod. Still tied up, finally taken away. Zach Phillips with it. Hit alongside the boards. Pops up the far side. Tillinghast with it with some speed.
Great find.
Tillinghast over the blue line. Pumps the brakes, looking. Backdoor, McLeod couldn't handle it. McLeod with it. Far side, over Tillinghast. Little one-touch pass back to McLeod, nobody home. Knocked in deep by Gorsuch. Puck's left and taken now by Northeastern. In behind their own net. Eric Elberry with it. Trying to start the breakout. Pass a little too far there, for Foster. One-touch pass left there.
That last sequence, Drew, I love Tilly's game. You love that he's so unselfish. That opportunity, I'd love to see it maybe be a bit more selfish.
Yep.
He's got a heavy shot on the right side, or rather the correct side for his strong side. There we go, top of the left wing circle. Love to see him take that rip, especially since you don't really know what you've got. Delayed offside against the Roadrunners, especially since you don't really know what you've got yet in Ben Walsh in goal for Northeastern, who's only seen one biscuit his way through almost 9 minutes.
Face off outside the blue line here. Won by Northeastern. Knocked back in their own defensive zone. Folk with it. Mishandled there by Nick Larkin. It's tied up again along the blue line, Shots 7-1 in favor of Northeastern right now. We're reaching the halfway point of this first period. Still 4-on-4, no score. In over the blue line. Comes the Huskies. The shot goes up and out of play as Gaziano's shot hit the net, the wrong net, but hit the net.
Yeah, not the one you want. And to that end, I was just going to, before that rush there, Northeastern hasn't generated a lot 4-on-4, Drew. I think they've looked better, quite frankly, 5-on-5.
Yes.
And that, again, owing to the heavy physical north-south game, that they want to play. I'm not terribly surprised that that's been the case, but they did a good job executing the passing on that 3-on-1 to get the free shot they wanted on the near side wing, but that's an effort where you've got to hit the net.
Absolutely. Face off. Won by Metro all the way down in the offensive zone now. Just unable to set anything up, and that's something that they had a lot of success with last night.
It's going to be a slash.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Ethan Rose hit the hands.
They'll get you for that every time. If we can hear it over here in the broadcast perch through headsets, The officials will tend to adjudicate accordingly.
Well, looking at special teams, Metro did get a power play goal last night. Don't have the updated percentage after last night, but going in to yesterday, the power play 22.2% last in the BMHC. Penalty kill 61.4% second in the BMHC. So Coach Brady Reynolds' squad pretty good shorthanded. As Elberry sends it far, drops, goes low. Margolis, his bucket is unbuckled. We're going to get a whistle here.
And he's going to have to go to the bench as well. And to that end, on the penalty kill last night, Drew, for Metro State, one of the things that was incredibly encouraging, numbers aside, was they really, on the 3 penalty kills, they didn't allow, honestly, any grade B, let alone A, scoring opportunities for that high-powered Cal Berkeley offense. And so this is going to be something you want to see continue. We saw last night it was mostly a passive box on the penalty kill. They let Cal have the perimeter, but they didn't give up anything in the slot, and they blocked a ton of shots.
Yes.
We'll see if that's how they want to take this first PK against Northeastern.
Well, and that's how Patrick Loeffler likes to play as well. You see him staring down that lane through traffic. He knows his penalty killers in front of him will sacrifice the body. As long as he has an eye on it, that puck doesn't go in easily. Picked up there. Phillips, top of the point. Folk to Larkin. Larkin, short angle shot, kicked away, and a clear as the penalty kill 2 unit comes out for the Roadrunners.
Well, and off that D-zone draw, you saw Metro was aggressive off the face-off to try and disrupt that D-to-D pass. Couldn't get it at the first time of asking, so they settled back into that passive box.
Larkin tried to drop it off. TJ McLeod picks it up, bouncing puck all the way down. 1 minute left to go here on the penalty kill for Metro State. Score update in the Broncos game as well. 2:45 left to go. 27-23 Buffalo leads. Broncos have it 3rd and 11 at the the 38-yard line. And that's a first down there to Cortland Sutton.
Which game are we calling, Drew?
I got it both ways. I got it both ways. I'm counting on you for this one here.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm supposed to fill in the gaps here, am I?
Actually, no, you should be doing the Bronco game.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
I'm the color commentator, comedic relief.
Absolutely. And Lord knows we have faces for radio here. Top of the point, picked up by Small. Small, look, good block there in front by Metro State. That was Gorsuch. 10 seconds left on the power play for Northeastern. Couple quality shots. Another shot, kicked away, went wide. Bear picking it up on the backhand. 3 seconds left. And here come the Roadrunners, a 2-on-1. Brandhorst drops it off a little too far there for Ethan Rose. And good job by Brandhorst finishing his check as well. That's something Metro's going to have to step up, is finishing checks along the boards and mimicking what's going on.
We've got a door open. It's that pesky visitors tunnel door. It's come open 2 or 3 times this weekend. Every rink has something like that, right? At the Ice House, it's the Zamboni doors.
Yep.
At Epic Ice Arena in Fort Collins, it's actually the home tunnel door that pops open from time to time. Here at Metro, it's the visiting one. The Pueblo Ice Arena down in Pueblo, they have one net that won't stay on its pegs pretty regularly. You know, it's the intricacies of knowing your own barn, right?
Absolutely. Well, that's why home field advantage is a thing.
That is an accurate statement. They've got the shot count now up to 10-2 as the Huskies will power across the Metro line. Centering pass broken up nicely. Martinez pinching in from the right dot. Hits the deck. And the Roadrunners will carry forward. Jensen on the move. Left wing circle. A wrist shot. And Walsh will swallow that up. Quick release from the Roadrunner forward. 3rd shot on goal for Metro State. As the Colorado Media School, an American private institution that instructs students in all areas of the broadcast media industry, a comprehensive hands-on program where students are trained by broadcast media professionals currently working in the field. One of the partners, there's that door again, right on cue. One of the partners here at the Big Mountain Hockey Classic. They are covering the lion's share of the coverage here at the Promenade and at the Ice House in Greeley.
And we might have a, well, I was going to say, we might have a break here for rink staff to fix that.
Well, yesterday it popped open, and they had to go, one of the officials had to go around that's exactly what they had to do again. So, for whatever reason, you can only fix it from the inside. So an official has to leave the ice, go through the home door, down the tunnel, and pop out on the inside of the visitor's door.
We have another whistle here, but this one's for a puck out of play. We'll get another face-off to the left side there of Ben Walsh. Metro State, with their win last night, improved their record to 5-18-2 overall. As the puck flutters all the way down, we're going to get another whistle here for an icing. You know, Brendan, you mentioned as well in one of the games here this weekend, long stretches, 6-7 minutes, no whistle. And it seems like we've had more whistles here in the first 12 minutes than we had all day yesterday.
We've certainly filled our quota over the last 40 seconds or so. I mean, it almost reminds me of an NCAA basketball game. They'll tell you the longest 15 minutes of your life is the last minute of a basketball game.
Absolutely.
Nice save by Walsh there on Tillinghast. Tried to go short side.
Well, I get paid by the hour, right?
Those are the rumors.
Puck dumped in. Loeffler comes out to play it. Looking up the near side. Here comes McLeod. McLeod takes a hip check. Puck comes free, excuse me. And now back the other way. Shot tipped, blocked in front, sent up but not out. Taken away by Gaziano. Sends it deep. Gorsuch there.
I'll tell you, Drew, there's not many guys that can dislodge TJ McLeod in possession north to south with a hip check. Again, Northeastern has delivered. And now, again, you've got this board battle. You don't want to overcommit. And Metro State doing a good job staying disciplined there, and all the Huskies can do is cycle. Couldn't get that free look they wanted. Nice save by Loeffler there.
And the way that Northeastern plays their game, as you mentioned, along the boards. So we had an opportunity in front, kicked away through the crease. And Metro just trying to keep their head above water here. That's going to be an icing. But one thing about Northeastern's game there is you win those board battles, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to win the game.
Yeah. And that was something we saw last night, right? In the first period, Cal had a couple stretches early in the game, the opening 5 minutes. They had that stretch after Collins scored on the turnover in the second where those board battles were going Cal Berkeley's way. It looked like maybe the comeback was on, and then the Roadrunners did a great job buckling back down, refocusing, getting more of those board battles to go their way, and they wound up with a nice win.
Puck still in the defensive zone here for the Roadrunners. Shots 11-4 in favor of the Huskies with 5 minutes left to go here. Puck rattles in around behind the net. And another shot on goal. Good blocker save by Loeffler. And again, Northeastern just doing a great job of wrapping around. And we've got another penalty coming up on Metro State.
Yeah, it's an over-exuberant hit, set one of the Huskies into the Roadrunner bench.
I was wondering why there was just a stick on the ice there. That was Eric Elberry who paid a visit to the Roadrunners.
It's not a visit he wanted to make.
So extra man on for the Huskies. Shot goes wide. Larkin picks it up, top of the point. Sends it in deep. Extended power play time here for the Huskies and finally touched. And it's going to be a cross check.
Oh, yes. Can confirm out of your picture at home it was definitely an arms extended return to sender into the Metro bench.
Cooper Peterson headed to the penalty box here. TJ McLeod having a conversation with the referee about it. And see what happens.
And last night at DU and Northeastern, it was a very physical game. Both teams had liberty a few seconds after the puck was dispensed to finish those checks. That was something that DU head coach Hunter Scott had talked about, and the conference commissioner Charlie Marchese mentioned it before the game as well. Both teams really allowed to showcase the body, and so far that seems to be the case for the most part here this afternoon.
Margola's chasing it in the near corner here. Under 5 minutes to go in this first period of play. Picked up, bear with it. Up to Foster, top of the point. Foster shot and a save by Loeffler. And you saw that on that last shot too, Brendan. The shot from the point. Both forwards were down below the circle, converging, waiting for that puck to squeak out.
That's what Northeastern's trying to do on the power play. And the way they're even starting that action is they've been glacial, moving the puck around the perimeter. They want to lull you into that kind of false sense of security. Then they'll fire that shot from the high slot, from the point, converge two forwards on the doorstep, and that's where Patrick Loeffler's rebound control is pivotal, because you've got to make sure it's one and done, or else Northeastern's going to wind up with the biscuit in the basket.
Absolutely. Minute left to go here in the power play. As update here, Broncos just got a touchdown.
I'm surprised we didn't hear the cheers inside the prom, quite frankly.
It's 55 seconds left to go for the Broncos here. 3:50 left to go in the first period here. And deflected pass. Good job there on Brandhorst. Deflecting that pass attempt, forcing an offensive zone face-off here on the penalty kill. Metro State fans loving that.
And the thing is we talk so much about score lines and numbers and stats. The eye test in this first period, it's not been, especially after how well they played last night, not the greatest opening 17 minutes for the home side, but they've done enough. They've stayed around, looking to kill off the rest of this penalty and generate some momentum heading into the first intermission.
Pass intercepted, shot, and a save. Blocked in front, rather, by Margolis.
That was a save for Margolis, to be fair. It won't get credited that way on the stat sheet.
20 seconds left to go in this power play for the Huskies. Larkin, little toe drag, sends it in, picked up, and sent all the way down there by TJ McLeod. Walsh comes out to play it. Walsh dropping it off for Elberry. Elberry trying to set something up here. That's going to do it for the power play for the Huskies. And up the far side, goes all the way down. Piper picks it up. Sends it around the near side. And now back the other way. Some numbers for Metro. As Labulio up the near side. McLeod chasing after it. Comes all the way back. A one-touch pass. Gorsuch up to Tillinghast. Back to Gorsuch. Gorsuch sends it in deep. McLeod chasing after it. McLeod trying to finish his check. Taken away now by Aiden Collins. Collins up to Cunningham. Cunningham over the blue line. Drop it off to Martinez, and a good hit there by Tillinghast. Puck comes free up the near side boards. Didn't get it out though. Tillinghast coming in to help it. Martinez picks it up. Far side circle. Poked away. And up and finally out over the blue line. 2 minutes left to go in the first period. No score. Taken away. Back in the defensive zone, O'Connell. You get a whistle. And
a high sticking penalty. And I think that was the referee behind the play that got Collins for that one.
Aiden Collins headed to the penalty box. 6'1" forward from Canton, Massachusetts. And the first power play here for Metro State. And they will go, if they do not score here in the next minute 56, they'll have a 4-second power play to start the second period.
Well, and this is exactly the kind of opportunity you want if you're the Roadrunners. Right before the intermission, you really haven't generated anything 5-on-5 in the offensive zone. You had that 2-on-1 with Labulio trying to connect with McLeod. Now you've got an opportunity to let the very good power play one unit go to work and try and get yourselves the opener right before the break.
As a shot tipped down and cleared. And again, Metro was 1 for last night, but you'll take 1 over 0 and had a lot of good chances against Cal as you mentioned, the number 1 unit coming out and a good stand-up check there across the blue line. It's Peterson. Peterson hit up against the boards once again. Back the other way for the Huskies. Stolen, though. In front, all alone, just off the stick. Rebound comes back out to Labulio and couldn't settle it down. Sharp angle shot, save. Puck rattles out. Rebound just went wide. Good look there by Brandhorst. And we get another penalty coming up. It's going to be a roughing call. So a 5-on-3 opportunity here for Metro State. And looks like Kyle Wilson heading to the box. He's not happy about it.
No, they're saying it's a roughing penalty because of the head contact. That was the signal that was made to the Husky captain as he headed to the sin bin. And, man, you thought, oh, he's less than impressed. You thought the 5-on-4 was a good look. And even right away, 45 seconds into the power play, Metro State has already almost doubled their shot total for the first period.
Yes. And Luke Garrity, or excuse me, that's number 51, Steve Jensen, the backup goaltender for the Huskies, telling his teammate, settle down. We don't need an extra 2. 5-on-3, Tillinghast. McLeod near circle. Top of the point, a little too far there for Clift.
And not just 2. You don't want an extra 10.
Up the boards, Tillinghast. 5-on-3 opportunity here. 50 seconds left to go in this first period of play. Tillinghast wrapping it around. Takes it to the top of the point. Cliff with some room. Looking. Shot blocked in front by his own man. As Cash. Little loop-de-loop. Back up to Clift. Top of the point. Right circle. Brandhorst. Or excuse me, that was Tillinghast. His one-timer went just wide. 30 seconds left to go. Tillinghast. Top of the point. Clift looking. Shot in the glove. Save there by Ben Walsh. And some extracurriculars here. And TJ McLeod looking at the bench saying, hang on, we're going to finish this one out.
And that, friends at home, is what we call a glove save and a beauty from Walsh. Gave it a little, the ever so slight, how do you do after he made the stop in front.
McLeod lining up to the left there of Walsh. 26.3 seconds left to go in this one. And Metro, no matter what, will start the second period on a power play here. Clift drops it off, looking, Tillinghast, far side, shot, they score! Hank Cash from the far circle, able to get a tip in front. 19 seconds left to go, Metro with a 1-0 lead.
For the second straight day, Cash Money stepping up, this time on the power play, gets the stick down on the ice, gets the redirection in front, and Metro converts on the first part of the 5-on-3, and this is exactly when you want to get a goal. Right before the intermission, really ride into that break on the high of having the lead.
And I'm going to have to see the replay here, Brendan, but I think Cash took a shot, and I think it went off a defensive stick of Northeastern. As still on the power play, though, for Metro, as that one rattles down. 10 seconds left to go. Fans, we invite you to stick around as well for the first intermission report. Get you the highlights from this one and get you set up for the second period as well. 5 seconds left to go. And time for one more shot. Through the crease and wide. And that'll take us to the end of the first period.
And a great first period for really both of these teams. Northeastern, again, apart from being on the penalty kill, I thought their 5-on-5 play really carried the water, or maybe given the workman effort, the lunch pail in that opening 20 minutes. And I want to make sure we take a moment to thank one of our sponsors here in the Big Mountain Hockey Classic, New York Life, your future built with confidence. Financial decisions are easier with a partner by your side. New York Life. Agents and advisors take the time to understand your goals and dreams to help you build the future that you imagine. Visit us at www.newyorklife.com.
Well, we're going to take a break here. Come back, we'll bring you that first intermission report as the Huskies having a conversation with the referee, just getting clarification on that last penalty. As the Roadrunners, after one period of play, they lead 1-0 here at the Ice Center of the Promenade. We'll take a break. Be back after this. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. I'm Drew Gallard, alongside me, Brendan Price, and on camera and social media, Claire Kostelnick. After one period of play, the Metro State Roadrunners on a power play take a 1-0 lead over the visiting Northeastern Huskies.
And, you know, all in all, the 5-on-5 play pretty even in that period. Metro State taking advantage of the 5-on-3. Hank Cash working his way to the front of the net, able to beat Walsh, find the back of the net. And, man, you see a guy that, a freshman, has some juniors experience with Rogue Valley, played his junior hockey in Medford. And this is what you want to see, the second semester of the year. It takes time to get acclimated to the ACHA game, especially out west. And Cash, one of those guys that you need him to step up as a secondary scorer the second half of the year. 2 goals in 2 games, and he's got the go-ahead goal after 20 tonight.
Absolutely, and on the power play, too, that's big. As we mentioned, Metro got a power play goal last night, and it really, I think, helped spark their momentum and their confidence as well going into the game here today. Now, Northeastern, they're not going to go away. They are a physical team. They love to play up along the boards. We said that probably a million times in that first period of play. But they're not going to go away. And if I'm Coach Reynolds for Metro State and I'm the boys in that locker room, you got to prepare yourself for a very physical 40 minutes of play here.
Yeah, you know that it's going to come back around. And I think we talk so much about Metro State, obviously. I think on the Northeastern side, really the key is just don't take penalties. I mean, really, that is the lone blemish that I could think of for the Huskies in the opening 20 minutes tonight. They looked really solid north to south. They didn't make any sloppy turnovers. They were good in the neutral zone. A little bit unfortunate, I think, to be down 1-0. On the flip side, Ben Walsh has done what he's needed to do, right? 9 saves on 10 shots. A couple of tougher tests from the Roadrunner offense. But by and large, you're right about where you should be, not where you want to be.
Absolutely. And the one thing, too, as well, in the pregame, I was talking to Coach Brady Reynolds here, and he brought up a good point about this Northeastern team. They do not take a lot of penalties. I forgot what the exact stats were, but through 19 games, I think they only had a total of 89 penalty minutes or something like that. Like, that's insane. This is a very disciplined team, which is why you see a 5-on-3 opportunity for Metro. You got to take it, and they did.
Yeah, and you know, we talk so often about special teams being the difference in the game, and the question is going to be now, the Roadrunners will have 50 seconds left on the man advantage when we come back from the first intermission break. Can they double up and take extra advantage of the man up?
Yeah, you got 50 seconds and a clean sheet of ice. You know, you take your time, you set up, and no doubt in my mind, the power play 1 unit's going to be out there for Brady Reynolds' squad. Go back to the goal there for Metro State. As we mentioned, Hank Cash with assists from Jackson Tillinghast and Matt Clift here. A beautiful tip play. I still need to go back and look at the replay. I think Cash just shot it and went off a defenseman's stick. I watched the Gold Senders, Ben Walsh, talk to one of his defensemen, and bounce finally went Metro's way here as we head into this second period of play. Like I said, 50 seconds on this next power play opportunity.
Yeah, and that's what you want, right? The bounces want to go your way, and a fresh sheet of ice, as you mentioned, and it's a long change for your penalty killers as well. That can't be understated when you're trying to wow, that wasn't a sentence. When you're having to go double the length for a line change, that means that realistically on the penalty kill, you have to ice it 200 feet in order to get off the ice. None of the, hey, we can get it as far as the opposing blue line and go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just a couple of updates here before we head on into the second period of play. We want to give a big congratulations to forward Matt Clift, who, with his goal at Utah State, that was his 100th career ACHA point, joining his teammate and captain TJ McLeod as the second Roadrunner on the squad to hit that milestone. So congratulations to him. We also want to give a big shout out to sponsors here for Metro State: OptimX Sports, Game Ready Fitness, Ryan House Bocce Beer and Brats, and of course Price Productions, captained by this man right next to me, Brendan Price, providing all the broadcast equipment we need for this. So we want to give a big thank you to you as well as the Metro State media team, digital media manager Brandy Rose, photography media Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry. Big thank you to them as well. We're a minute and a half out from the start of the second period. We'll take one more quick break and come back here in just a moment on Bryce Productions.
Hydradig, the premier hydrovac and cathodic protection service provider, servicing the western states since 2009. Don't just dig, Hydrodig.
Thread the needle. Hockey is the best sport in the world. Your jerseys should match that. From mini mite to college, Thread the needle designs and manufactures custom hockey jerseys with pro-level quality, fast turnaround, and details that matter. Get your jerseys dialed in at www.threadtheneedle.com. One of the other big partners we want to mention, brought to reality, honoring the life and legacy of one of our own, Nick Bales. Nick created BTR as a way of combating the challenges of mental health awareness. His parents, Will and Maria, have turned BTR into a foundation, and through December of this past year, they provided over 2,000 counseling sessions and contributed over $175,000 in help to those who cannot afford it, with over 150 student athletes representing Brought to Reality. Let's not lose one more individual. Please, I really just extol everyone. Please take a visit, www.broughttoreality.com. It's a great foundation. Again, Will and Maria will speak with every team here this weekend. You see the BTR ribbons on a lot of the buckets for many of these BMHC conference players. And just a phenomenal foundation, and all the work that Will and Maria have done in honor of their son Nick's legacy.
Absolutely. Just
incredible. And really...
on a personal note there too, Brendan, we talked about this last night, and I apologize I cut you off here, but what a great organization, but also at a crucial time here right now with it being Mental Health Awareness Month, as well as you see the NHL taking the initiative as well, and to end the stigma as well. And it means a lot to me. It's very important, and just want to remind everybody, you're not alone. We're all in this together. We're all teammates here. Face-off won by Metro State. They're still on a 40-second power play, but it's stolen away now. Back the other side over the blue line. Taken away, Larkin with a shot. Goes off a body up and out of play here with 36 seconds left to go on the second power play for Metro State.
And even off the hop, I like what I saw there from Larkin. He had a lane. He accelerated into it, trying to generate shorthanded, because on the other side, you can give up power play goals. I don't know that there's quite anything more demoralizing than conceding a shorthanded goal on the other side of things.
Yes, absolutely. As face-off won there by Metro State. And you mentioned as well, coming back into the second period, those changes get a little bit longer as a bouncing puck knocked away by Jensen. And a whistle for a hand pass here with 23 seconds left on the power play for Metro. Broncos game in overtime right now, tied up at 30. Broncos just had to punt here, and first possession in overtime for the Bills.
And the flip side of you get the fresh sheet of, you talk about all the wonderful things about starting a period on the power play. The other side of that sword is that Metro was in a really good groove on the man advantage at the end of the first period, and then you sit for 13 minutes, and it really almost short-circuits everything you're doing. Power play about to come off the board, and on the 40 seconds they had here in this period, no ozone time, no shots on goal for the Roadrunners as Northeastern gets back to full strength.
1 for 2 is a shot there. Saved by Walsh. Good look. And puck all the way down. Icing will be called. And the Huskies not too happy about that. You know, before coming back from break as well, I was talking to Claire. I'm really digging these Northwestern unis, man. Sweaters are beautiful. I'm also a sucker for the black, red, and white color scheme. But the dog paw on the shoulders, just, mwah, chef's kiss. I love them.
I said it last night, Drew Gallagher. Look good, play good.
Absolutely. And again, on the flip side of things, I love Metro's candy canes, man. They're so unique. Coach Reynolds did a great job.
Fashion report this afternoon, A+ on both sides. 10 out of 10 would recommend. it would get more than a D+ in your Cosmopolitan app.
Absolutely. Fans also want to invite everybody as Rose with a shot blocked in front. I want to remind everybody, feel free to hop in the YouTube chat. Ask any questions, comments, concerns, or name pronunciations. Is a 2-on-0 now for the Roadrunners. Couldn't get to it in time. Up the far side, I believe that's Jensen or Brandhorst. As a fluttering shot comes loose and just a little too far down there was Tomlin. And coming back out into the defensive zone, best opportunity of this period early for the Roadrunners. As the puck flipped down in behind the net, chased after there by Mike Martinez. Dropped off, taken away by Putram. Putram up the far side. Looking for Folk. Sharp angle shot, saved by Loeffler. Puck comes free now. Metro trying to get a handle on it. And they do up the near side. And now back the other way, Margolis trying to settle it down. Puck's bouncing a lot here early on in this second period as Walsh going in to cover it, and we're going to have a penalty coming up. Margolis having some words as well. And it looks like it's going to be a power play here for Northeastern on a hooking call.
It was either a hook or a hold. We'll see who the guilty party is. And actually, I think it's Small.
You are correct on that.
And I think
My
he's
apologies.
about as perplexed as anyone. I think he was claiming that the penalty came about because Margolis was kind of chicken wing holding on to him. And the referees, in the estimation of the Huskies, only saw the second action and not the first.
Head coach Pat Hanlon disagrees. But regardless, Roadrunners have another power play here. 17:30 left to go in the second. 1-0 Metro State. Clift, far side. Dumps it off. McLeod, top of the point. McLeod, Tillinghast, near circle. Looking, backdoor shot goes wide. McLeod, far circle. Trying to center it up. Goes off the skates there of Brett Lynn. And this is where kind of comes into play. Brendan, you talked about those long changes, especially on the power play. And you're forcing Metro State right now, if you're Northeastern, to have to go 200 feet.
Well, and the other thing that makes this doubly challenging, and the Huskies have, I think, started to figure that out after 20 minutes, Patrick Loeffler is no wallflower about playing the puck behind his goal.
Yes.
So especially on the long change, if he can get the puck and wind it around and set up the offensive attack in the midst of a change, he'll do it.
As McLeod had an opportunity to Tillinghast, got deflected and went wide. Tillinghast dodging a check in behind the net. Puck goes off a body just under Matt Cliff's stick, and he'll have to chase it down. 50 seconds left to go on the third power play opportunity for the Roadrunners. Clift in behind his own net. Up the near side, power play 2 unit out now as Henry Waldorf bringing it in over the blue line. Zach Jensen around the far side. McLeod getting there, dumping it off. Jensen still with it, far corner. Top of the point, McLeod taken in, far circle. McLeod looking for somebody, hits the brakes. Back up top of the point. Waldorf looking, pass just goes a little wide. As another good hit there alongside the boards by George Foster. Puck still in the offensive zone here for the Roadrunners. And a good play up alongside the near boards here as the Huskies able to get to it and get it out, and they have numbers the other way. 2-on-1 now. Down the far side, right circle, looking, backdoor, shot, and what a save by Loeffler! Sliding across the crease, he read that like a book, making his 18th save of the afternoon.
And that's exactly what you need to do on a 2-on-1. Metro State, they said we're going to take away the shot on that far-hand side. We trust our goaltender to move laterally post to post, and Loeffler got big and didn't give up a whole lot of net on the near side snapshot. Made the nice save, and now at the top of the blue paint, makes another one.
Another bouncing puck, another shot and a save there by Loeffler. Metro getting the shots on goal here. They still trail 18-11 in that category.
And I think even in the opening 4.5 minutes of the second period, those are the kinds of opportunities that you have to think Brady Reynolds and company really trying to cut down on. That's the third straight shot from right between the circles. Loeffler's gotten a clean look at it all 3 times, but you don't want to make a habit of giving up that kind of real estate.
Little one-touch pass there by Rose. Goes in deep. Rose picks it up near circle. Couldn't settle it down. Finally does, looking for Piper. Now back the other way is Friday. Couldn't get a stick on it, though. Brandhorst backhands it in. Glove down. Sent up by Northeastern. Little flutter pass. In over the line. Collins with a look. Shot saved by Loeffler. And back up to the blue line. A couple of players collide there. And we're going to get a whistle. And I have a feeling it's going to be a tripping call or interference here.
It should be, use that loosely, it should be a trip.
It looks like Dylan Leonard, the guilty party for the Huskies, so another opportunity for Metro State. Their fourth already of this afternoon.
You talk about how the Huskies just don't take many penalties, and tonight already they're fourth, and we haven't played 26 minutes yet. That is one every 6 minutes, give or take. That's not where you want to be.
As the Broncos just had a turnover in their own side of the field here, an interception. Next score wins.
They threw it?
No, they picked off Josh Allen. As a turnover there for Northeastern. Shot slides through the crease, goes wide. Hank Cash picks it up. Minute 40 on this power play. 1-0 favor of the Roadrunners here. As the pass trails back into the defensive zone, picked up by Mike Martinez. He'll send it deep, chased after by Tillinghast. Good forecheck there by Brett Donlin. Now back the other way. Here comes Matt Clift. Clift, good two-way player. Takes a hard shot, blocked in front. Sent up, but not out. Still in that far side corner. Hank Cash trying to tie his man up. Comes free to the slot. Picked up by Martinez, and he'll send it down again with a minute left to go here in the man advantage.
And after that 5-on-3, where I felt like the Huskies were a bit passive on the penalty kill, they've been very aggressive closing down lanes, not giving Metro State a lot of time and space. And I think that's really kind of flipped the coin, so to speak. Even though this is the fourth power play, Drew, for Metro State, the last two, it's really been spending a lot of time trying to go 200 feet and get into the O-zone and get set up. And here we sit. 13:27 to go in the second period. The Roadrunners have already exhausted over half this power play, and that effort from Tillinghast right on the doorstep is about all they've had.
Face off won by Northeastern. They'll send it far. Comes out to the neutral zone. Sends it back. Tomlin looking up to Labulio. Stolen away by Bear. Bear up the far side, takes a hit. And picked up again by the Roadrunners. 30 seconds left to go in this one. It's power play, rather, excuse me. Sent in deep. Tomlin. Far corner. Good collision there behind the net. Cooper Peterson couldn't get a stick on it. As it gets tipped there by Tomlin. And Brendan, you're right. Just not a lot going on right now for Metro on the man advantage. As they're going to drop to 1-4 on the afternoon. Collision now, back in 2-on-2, and that's too many men. Nobody didn't call it, though. They got away with one as a shot and a shoulder save there by Loeffler.
Yeah, to your point, that was not even one that I think you could say was, oh, he was almost inside the lane by the bench.
He was out. He was on that Pepsi logo. And hashtag not a sponsor yet.
It's early.
It's early. Back the other way now, Northeastern trying to settle things down. And back out to the neutral zone. Elberry with it. Elberry sends it high off the boards. A funny bounce there.
That was right across the goal line in Loeffler's vacated crease.
And a foot race now by Justin Segal. And here comes Braden Piper. He'll send it in deep, chased after by Margolis. The two tallest players on this squad as a shot blocked in front. Margolis, a small 6'2", 181 pounds. Giving it to Braden Piper, 6'6", 240.
Loeffler staying busy. Ouch.
Shot blocked in front by Margolis. Hope he's okay. It looked right off the top of the stick. Get a little stinger.
Top of the stick, maybe the hand in there as well. And one of the things that I've been really impressed by with the Huskies, and talked about this in the first period, but just kind of lull you to sleep. Man, they've got all the makings of, you're not going to feel the grind yet, but man, midway through that third period, the checks, the physicality, the block shots, the heavy play shift after shift, that's where that starts to add up in the grand calculus.
That's another shot in on Loeffler for another whistle here. The 11-14 mark.
And to just finish that point, I think if you're Northeastern, yeah, you want to tie the game now, you want to take the lead, you want to cakewalk down the stretch, but it's hard to not look at the way the Huskies have played and think they've got Metro right where they want them, halfway home, just about here in the second period.
Another steal and a kick save by Loeffler. Now back the other way, here comes McLeod. Captain of his Metro squad, tipped by Tillinghast. Picked up, though, by Donlin. And now back the other way, sent all the way down, and that will be an icing for Northeastern. So finally an offensive zone face-off here for Metro State as the Huskies have come out to play here in the second period and done a pretty good job of it so far.
Another sponsor of the Big Mountain Hockey Classic this weekend, Long Building Technologies, for over 60 years has delivered custom solutions to make commercial buildings more efficient, secure, and cost-effective. Get your building on a power play today. Visit www.long.com.
Face-off won by the Huskies. Coming up the near side, Donlin tries to flip it out. Nobody home. Hank Cash on the forecheck. O'Connell sends it up to the neutral zone, goes off a body, and a couple of collisions there right in front of the penalty boxes. Cash chasing after it. Conley lost a handle. Or excuse me, Donlin. Zach Jensen there in the corner. Cash chasing after it. Picked up. Quick shot. Saved by Loeffler. Jensen lost a handle on it. Picked up there by Putram. Good hit along the boards. And the Huskies have it. Goes up and out of play here with 10:09 left to go here in the second period.
And again, Northeastern just slowly chipping away down on the boards on the near side. They had, they had great support lined up. You had F1 in the corner. You had F2 waiting for that puck to come out. Your defenseman here at the left point, it was Elbury who's double shifting. And, again, those are the things that you may not convert this time. You may not generate a grade A look this time. And again, right off the offensive zone draw, the Huskies able to push the puck to the middle and get a really good look at Loeffler, who's already up to 28 saves. We're halfway home here this afternoon at the Prom.
Another shot tip up and out of play here. And we got another face-off here. The Roadrunners having trouble getting out of their own zone here a little bit.
Yeah, they're hemmed in to their own end. And it's kind of you want to have the bridge bend but not break, but the more opportunities you give up, the higher likelihood, the more pressure you put on your goaltender. And there's Loeffler again, a shot from the top of the right circle, gets through. And I tell you, Drew, it feels like almost every face-off that Northeastern has had in this second period, they have been able to push the puck out of the pile in the middle and get a grade A look at the net.
Yes. Just trying to get an answer here for that. Tied up along the near side boards here. Rolls out to the neutral zone. Broncos on first and goal from the 3. Far side circle. Shot goes high and wide, and another out of play. And the Huskies are buzzing here.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door with some real menace. And we talk so much about Patrick Loeffler in goal, and these are the kinds of games that he excels in. These are the kinds of games he steals for you.
Yes. Playing very well in between the pipes. 25 saves so far. Face off, left side of Loeffler, won again by the Huskies. Top of the point. Folk with it. Shot goes wide, blocked in front.
Had his own man down there as well.
A one-timer kicked into the near corner. Huskies still with the offensive zone phase or possession time here. Folk with it, lost a handle on it. Jensen picks it back up and looking up the middle for Clift. Goes off a body. Clift stays on side. Picked up Piper. 2-on-1 now. Metro backhand shot goes to the net. Cash didn't get a lot on that one. Sends it around behind the net, chased after by Matt Clift. And one-touch pass out to the neutral zone here. Piper, bank it off the boards all the way down. No icing. 8.5 left to go here in the second period. Still 1-0 in favor of the Roadrunners.
You get the sense.
Shot rolls in on net, still loose. Good job there by Margolis, just putting puck on net. And back the other way for the Huskies now. Cross ice feed, near circle, looking. Shot, save Loeffler, and we'll get a whistle.
You get the sense that Metro State, I don't know that I would say they're content, but they're getting more comfortable soaking up pressure in the offensive zone and really trying to counterattack out of the defensive zone, get north to south with numbers in a hurry and generate offense that way. They haven't really been able to set anything up 5v5 with the offensive cycle and the reversals that they like to use. So it's a nice piece of in-game tweak and adjustment, I think, from Brady Reynolds.
Margolis in over the blue line, makes a move. He's muscled off the puck. Donlin doing a good job. Top of the point, puts it in on net. Tip just goes wide. Near side, Siegel lost a handle on it, tied up in that far side corner. Margolis.
They didn't start the
Top of the
clock
points.
again.
And that's going to be an issue. I don't know if they have problems with it. Top of the point, another shot, tipped, and off the body. And that's going to be an issue here, especially if one team scores. They're going to have to call that goal off.
Well, I think the question is going to be how much time at some point do you run off of it? Because, again, we're at nearly a minute.
Well, and that's why we keep our own up here as well. It's the Broncos with a 33-30 victory. They advance.
Great keep at the left dot there.
And surprisingly, the referees haven't noticed it either here,
Yeah.
Brendan. We are at the 7-minute mark on our end, so that's been a full minute.
And again, we'll adapt to where the officials, they're going to stop the clock and come to realize they never started it.
And we're going to have to figure out what's going to happen here.
Well, I mean, look, normally,
Nothing, I guess.
in order to get bonus hockey, you have to play overtime. But look at that. We don't even have to do that today.
And I don't see either coach having a conversation.
I mean, both teams are playing well. I'm not sure I'd be sad about having a little more time
No.
to keep playing well.
Shot tipped back into Loeffler. Here we'll get a whistle. With, quote, 8:03 left to go in the second period, end quote.
A little bit of a discrepancy in value there. It's the same way that I think my 2008 Toyota Yaris is irreplaceable, and my daughter thinks it's kind of a piece of garbage on four wheels. No.
Face-off won by the Huskies up into the bench, and another whistle here. Boy, I sure hope I'm getting paid hourly here, Brendan. That'd be great.
I was actually more thinking about earlier in the first period. We talked about yesterday we had some stretches without whistles. I can say today we've had a couple of stretches where time didn't pass. It stood still. There's a musical joke to be made there. I'm just not sure I'm the one to make it.
That's just a glitch in the simulation here. As pass goes up into the bench and out of play again for another whistle.
Hey, what? The journey of 1,000 steps.
I guess.
And speaking of 1,000 steps, we got a lot of people on the steps here. A very nice crowd that's
Very good crowd.
filled in.
And there's some more up here at Bender's Bar and Grill watching from the glass.
They've got the cushy seats. We should call the game from up there.
I mean, I'd be fine with it. As Piper got his pocket picked. Say that 5 times fast. Now back the other way. Here come the Roadrunners. Flubbed on it. Here comes TJ. TJ, shot, goes high and wide. As the puck rattles into the defensive zone there. Good look for McLeod.
And the other thing, and not to belabor the point, but the other thing I was interested about with the clock is normally you'll hear an outcry from the spectators' side, and it was pretty reserved. There were a few moans and groans, but it wasn't a group project like it normally is.
Sent in by the Huskies into the near side corner. Metro converges as the shot goes high and wide there by Northeastern. Top of the point. Far circle looking and sends it deep again. And lost his footing there. And still loose side of the cage, poked away by the Roadrunners off the near boards. And sent up and all the way down. No icing though, 6.5 left to go in the second period of play. Fluttering puck, picked up now. Tillinghast, the man you want the puck on his stick. Tillinghast to the middle, knocked away. McLeod with it, sends it in deep. Tillinghast fighting off his man. Top of the point, looking, Tafoya, shot, save, kicked away. Matt Clift there. Clift knocks it in behind the net again. McLeod fanned on it. Tillinghast gets to it, fighting off his man to the left of Walsh there. Comes away with it. Tillinghast, far circle. Wrapping around, drop-off pass. Looking again, shot goes low and just wide. Tillinghast rewinds back up to the top of the blue line. He'll go off for a change and send in deep again. Good sequence here for the Roadrunners. Far circle, Cliff, shot and a glove save. And we'll get a whistle.
And that entire offensive zone possession, Drew, started with a giveaway in the neutral zone.
Yep.
Sloppy from the Huskies at their own blue line. They wanted to just chip it kind of into the space in the neutral zone, work forward off the boards, and instead kind of caught the heel of the stick. Didn't have anything on it. Tillinghast able to take it away, and that's what allowed Metro State to cycle nearly 40 seconds in the offensive zone. That's the first sustained pressure in the O-zone that Metro has had apart from their power play in this second period.
Yep. Face-off win there by the Huskies, able to rattle it all the way around, and now Northeastern looking to get some offensive zone time here. 5.5 left to go in the second period. Shots still 30-19 in favor of the Huskies, but the one that matters, 1-0 in favor of Metro State. As they come back the other way, chased after is Hank Cash on O'Connell. Cash puts the hit on, stopped at the top of the blue line, now stolen away. Here comes Larkin. Larkin near circle, shot, saved by Loeffler. Rebound, another save by Loeffler. Standing tall coming out of his crease as Elberry makes a move there in the neutral zone. Picked up, here comes Clift. Clift, numbers for the Roadrunners. Clift in, tipped, went wide, or excuse me, right on net as Clift was going wide, and now back the other way again. Larkin, same exact spot he was in, drops it off, looking, shot, saved by Loeffler, kicked away. Centering feed, nobody home, far circle, another shot kicked to the corner. And Tomlin got his pocket picked, stolen away now, sent out to the neutral zone in a little bit of a foot race here to Foya at the, or excuse me, that's Nate Fricky. Couldn't get to it. As Siegel sends it in deep. Picked up there by Elberry. In behind his own net. 4 minutes left to go here in the second period. Margolis on the forecheck along with Siegel. Taken away once again. Elberry with it. Out of his own defensive zone. Takes a look at the clock. Elberry makes a move to the middle. Too far though. Comes right out. Another shot. Saved by Loeffler. Rattling around up to Elberry. Top of the point. Sends it to the far corner. Picked up. Siegel able to clear it out to the neutral zone. Elberry one more time. He'll send it in deep. Huskies will finish their change here. And back out to the neutral zone. Picked up there by Folk. Sends it in deep. Near side corner. A couple of Huskies and Roadrunners converge there. Finally gets kicked free. And trying to get possession of it. Taken away. Huskies. Right side shot. They score. Boy, you had to see that coming here.
Yeah, and the thing of it was, I was thinking to myself, so curse of the commentator applies here. I was thinking to myself that for Northeastern, man, it's been like eating off the all-you-can-eat menu. Where do you want? What do you want? Shot from the point, shot from the circle, shot from the slot, 2-on-1s. And there, Loeffler, acrobatic, nearly kept it out, but a very nice snipe into the top shelf. And on a Saturday, it's Friday, ties it at 1 for the Huskies.
Yeah, going back and watching the replay, and just a lot of pressure there for the Huskies. And they finally got on the board, and I think we're going to have a timeout here just to help Metro catch their breath. And we'll take one as well up in the booth. We're tied at 1, 3:21 left to go in the second here on Price Productions.
Hydradig, the premier hydrovac and cathodic protection service provider, servicing the Western States since 2009. Don't just dig, Hydrodig.
New York Life. Financial decisions are easier with a partner by your side. New York Life's agents and advisors take the time to understand your goals and dreams so you can build the future you imagine. Visit us at www.newyorklife.com.
Face off here, 3:21 after the timeout. We're tied at 1 here. Shots 35-20 still in favor of Northeastern. And again, that was just a good sequence of events for the Huskies. Able to come away with a goal late in the second period here. Tied up alongside the far corner once again. Huskies increasing their possession time. Sends it up, top of the point. Martinez put a shot on. And it was Friday with that goal.
And it's hard not to say the Huskies have earned that goal with their play. And Brady Reynolds taking that time out. It's not often you see a team do that in a 1-1 game in the second period. But again, it's been tilted ice in this middle frame here tonight from the Promenade. And I think the question there for Brady Reynolds and the Roadrunners is really, hey, folks, we got to lock back in here, get back to what we did so well yesterday against Cal, and that's being disciplined, not turning the puck over, not getting stuck in our own zone. And here come the Roadrunners trying to get going in transition 2-on-2.
In over the blue line, 2 minutes left to go. Tillinghast with it, centering feed, nobody there. Now coming back the other way was Lundmark, got his pocket picked. Goes back in the defensive zone here. Tillinghast drops it off. Far side. And up, but finally out. Tillinghast on the forecheck. McLeod steals it away. Goes off the linesman. Tillinghast with it. In front of his own bench. Drops it off. McLeod looking. Looking at a pass. Goes off a stick. McLeod turnaround. Slap pass. Nobody home. Now back the other way comes Joe Gaziano. Vince, remind you to stick around as well for the second intermission report. Gave the highlights from the first 40 minutes of play and preview the third between these two teams. Which updated around the world of sports as well, as we have an offside call here with 1:20 left to go. Northwestern here will leave after this game, head up to Greeley. They take on University of California, Berkeley tomorrow evening at the Greeley Ice House. Same team that Metro State beat last night. We're taking on Weber State, a very, very, very good hockey team on Monday.
Look, I know that they'll tell you every game is tough in the Classic. You get 4-4. It's the best of the best, and that's all true. I don't know that there's any team that has a tougher 4-game slate this weekend than the Northeastern Huskies.
Yes.
They take on, they beat Denver, who's in the top 10. They have a Metro State team where the record is a bit of a misnomer for the quality and capability on that side. And then you get to close out the weekend. Congratulations, Cal Berkeley. They're 8th in the region. Oh, you're not done yet. You're going to take on the 25-1 Weber State Wildcats on the 4th game, right, when you're running out of legs.
Yep. It's a tough draw for the Huskies, but the way they're playing tonight, it's, I think if any team can do it, they can. And Metro's road doesn't get any easier as well. We'll touch on that in the second intermission report here. As a little kick save into the corner. Tillinghast with it. 10 seconds left to go. Can we get another late magic trick here if you're the Roadrunners. Viper taking it, comes out of the zone. Got a tag up there for the Huskies, in over the blue line. We'll get a whistle here.
Fortuitous, and that's not the giveaway you want to make to end the period. Friday unable to convert there, had some support, but at the end of the day, your 40 minutes gone, tied at 1, and we talk about it so much from a end-to-end neutral, even keel perspective. This is about where the game should be. It's close. It's about goaltending. It's about checking, and you've had two really, really good goals that have beaten two really, really good goaltenders here this afternoon in Westminster.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll bring you all those highlights from the first 40 minutes of play here from Ice Center at the Promenade. Our score is 1-1 after 2 periods of play. We'll be right back here on Price Productions.
If you don't know what your values are, how do you make a good decision about your life? Part of the exercise that I do with my clients, because we start out with kind of a card deck with 52 values. First, they have to just select what even stays on the table and what just do you not care about.
Okay.
Interesting, recognition is one that always gets rejected. They don't claim to value recognition.
Right. What are the
But
top 5?
Family's a big one. Either wealth or money usually ends up in that
Is that considered
list.
a value?
It is question what you're aiming for in your life and what's important to you to have in life. I do want to have the money that I need to do the things I want and live the life I want. In that sense, wealth or money becomes a value. Community is a fairly common one that comes up with my clients. Who do they relate to in their larger world? A lot of these values overlap. Clients will instead choose relationships and say family and community fit into relationship. For some clients, education is a top value.
Play It Again Sports Lakewood, a proud sponsor of the Big Mountain Hockey Classic this weekend. Sell, buy, trade, and win. You may never outgrow your favorite sports, but you may outgrow your favorite equipment. Your locally owned Play It Again Sports provides an easy way to sell your quality used sports and fitness gear and get paid on the spot. 13075 West Alameda Parkway in Lakewood. Thread the Needle, from mini mite to college. Thread the Needle designs and manufactures custom hockey jerseys with pro-level quality, fast turnaround, and details that matter. Get your jerseys dialed in at www.threadtheneedle.com. Second intermission here at the Promenade. 1-1 Northeastern and Metro State knotted up after 40 minutes. The Roadrunners getting their goal in the first. Northeastern tying it up in the second, thanks to Brendan Friday's wrist shot, finishing off a 2-on-1. And, you know, we talked about it before we went to break, Drew. This is about where this game should be living.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had the same kind of situation last night. After the first period of play, it was 2-1 in favor of Metro State. We said the exact same thing. And, you know, both of these teams are good. And I would say that Metro won the end of the first period, but Northeastern won the entirety of the second period. Yeah. And were able to get on the board on a beautiful cross slot feed and top shelf, and we're tied up 1-1 now. It's going to be a very difficult test, and I'm curious to see what Coach Brady Reynolds said to the squad in the locker room in between, because Metro's playing very well. It's just a very good Northeastern team.
Yeah, and I think to that end, you know, for the Huskies, I really have to think that it's got to be more of the same. You know, if it wasn't for Patrick Loeffler, this could easily be 3-4-1.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, even in the second period, Nick Larkin had a couple of really good looks screaming down this left wing that Loeffler was able to kick out. And so I think if I'm Northeastern, I don't know that there's really any tweaks I need to make other than stay out of the box.
Yeah, and you know what? And again, we talked about that. It is a very disciplined Husky squad that don't take a lot of penalties, and they've taken 4 here tonight. And like you said, got to stay out of the box here. I'm curious how this third period is going to go. And just in case, let's go ahead and cover. If this game is tied after 3 periods of play, Brendan, you want to walk us through it?
Yeah, we will get a 3-on-3 5-minute overtime session. If after the overtime, obviously we'll go to a 3-person shootout. If they're tied after 3 rounds in the shootout, you'll move into sudden death. And again, a lot can happen between now and then to that end. But you know, I think the thing for Metro State is, we talked about, they soaked up, I think, a little bit more pressure than you're comfortable with in that second period. And I'd love to see them be willing to just get pucks in deep,
yes,
chase it down. They've got the physicality to match up with the Huskies. We've seen that through 40 minutes. I know that's not the style that Brady Reynolds wants to play. And so far, Northeastern has really been able to tilt the ice in their favor, and you've got to get the biscuit out of your own end.
Absolutely. And we're a minute away from the puck drop here. And real quick, we do want to touch on the winner, or not the winner, excuse me. The goal scorer for the Huskies there in that second period was Brendan Friday, the 5'11", 175 right-handed shooter from Boston, Massachusetts. And he got the tying goal here. It is 1-1 as we're getting ready to get underway here from the Ice Center at the Promenade. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you third period action between these two teams. Welcome back in, everybody. Ice Center at the Promenade here in Westminster, Colorado. I'm Drew Galliard. Alongside me, producing and doing color commentary, Brendan Price. On camera, Claire Kostelnick. And the MSU media team here, digital media manager Brandy Rose, photography and media is Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry. Good to have a good staff here for day number 2 of the Big Mountain Hockey Conference Classic here at the Ice Center at the Promenade. Between the Huskies from Northeastern and the Roadrunners from Metro State. It's been a good game so far. Shots 36-21 in favor of the Huskies. All business wearing their all-black look. And I did find something out, Brendan. They have a red alternate that looks just as good. Face off at center ice, won by the Huskies. As we're tied up at 1 here. Rattles in around the net behind Loeffler. Flipped up and all the way down. It's going to go on net, so no icing. As Walsh just going to cover it up. And we'll get a whistle here. A lot of whistles there in that second period of play. As Brendan running around like crazy here. Owner of Price Productions, providing all of our broadcast equipment for all of these games and every single Metro State home game as well. So big thank you and shout out to Price Productions. Metro able to keep it in right at the blue line, but sent up not far enough. Looking for Matthew Lawson, or excuse me, that's Larkin as a cross check on Peterson. No call there. Picked up in the defensive zone here. Waldorf, newest Roadrunner. Had 2 assists last night, his first 2 points. As a Roadrunners, we're going to get an icing call here. And all the way back down we go to the right of Patrick Waffler. And a quick shot, saved there by Loeffler. Have Halcyon on in the chat here. Saying my concern is that a Husky should be nowhere near a Roadrunner. Has no one ever seen Looney Tunes? And had to remind them that was a coyote.
I was just going to say that was a coyote.
And they think the Huskies are in danger because the Roadrunner always won. That's a very good point. As we appreciate you hopping in the chat here. 19 minutes left to go in this third period of play. Again, feel free, hop on in, drop any questions, comments, concerns.
I mean, I don't think the Huskies brought, 7 million fake pounds of TNT to put in the middle of the road either.
I did say they got to load up on Acme products here.
Yeah.
Roadrunners coming out of their own defensive zone. Pass over to Cash, just not there. One other thing that I should have mentioned this in the intermission report that I want to see the Roadrunners do, connect your passes.
Yeah.
There have been way too many
look out
passes off the sticks and not settling down, and it really has hurt Metro in this game.
Yeah, and again, this is a Roadrunners team. They're generally really good tape to tape through the neutral zone. They cycle, they reverse in the offensive zone, and some of that I think has been a lack of execution on the part of the home side, and some of that is, man, we talk about it all telecast long, the physicality from the Huskies has made things really difficult. It's hard to stand in and connect passes, keep your head up and survey when you're always worried about, I know the hit is coming, I just don't know where it's coming from.
Absolutely, and you know what? That's a good point. And that's a weapon that Northeastern has in their back pocket. From the first drop of the puck here, they showed you, as a shot goes in on Walsh, makes a save, they showed you they're going to finish checks.
Yep.
Up against the boards, center ice, off the face-off, doesn't matter where. They will finish your checks. And this is a tough game for the Roadrunners to play day number 2. This carries over. We talked about call time getting moved up earlier and earlier. The game tomorrow is at 3:30, 3:15 in the afternoon.
Yep.
And I'll tell you one thing, the boys are going to feel it tomorrow. Everything they're going through right now, you're going to go to, take it from me, you go to bed at night, and as soon as you relax, you just get hit with a wave of exhaustion. And it's going to be interesting to see how Metro State comes out tomorrow off of this.
Especially in a game that is a rematch a very testy affair in regionals last year between Metro
Yes.
State and Grand Canyon.
Yes, and we'll cover all of that in the post-game show here, but for now, still a 1-1 game. An opportunity for Metro. Tillinghast getting around his man, couldn't settle the puck down. Looking sharp angle shot. McLeod picks it up far corner. He gets tied up, puck taken away there by the defenseman George Foster. Stopped at the top of the blue line, finally fizzles out. Collins chasing after it, picked up, dropped off there by Preston Tafoya. Flipped up and in there by Justin Siegel. And now back the other way for the Huskies. Cross-ice feed goes off a body, and apparently it didn't. So we'll get a whistle for icing here on Northeastern.
And already you saw Siegel was kind of chasing that puck down after the dump in from center red line. That's what I want to see a little bit more of from Metro. Again, I know they're so good letting the puck do the work to get that offensive zone entry. That could have been a trip there as Margolis won the draw forward to himself. Couldn't quite get turned around for, oh, what a move by Collins.
Collins taking it in, forehand, backhand, good save by Loeffler here. And another thing too, Brendan, is the referees, if I'm guessing, probably going to keep their whistles in their pocket here, as it's a 1-1 game. Both teams playing hard physically, but clean. And we had some issues there as a shot goes high and over the net. Obviously, in that first period of play with some penalty trouble, it has quieted down since. And in close games like this, it's kind of an unspoken, agreement that, hey, keep playing clean, we're going to let you guys play.
Yep.
As that could have been a hook there, too. Friday lost his twig, sent up
Watch out.
into the bench. Now to play 16-15 left to go here in the third.
Well, and to that end, I think, again, longer stretches without whistles, whatever that looks like, favor the Roadrunners. They want
Yes.
to get into the game flow and use that speed. Every whistle, when you keep getting knocked around the 200 by 85 all afternoon, to your point, it gives you an extra breath for those limbs to set in, the bruises, the kind of achy pains.
Absolutely.
Offside here against the Roadrunners. Trying to drag that back foot was Ethan Rose, just couldn't quite do it.
$16 minutes left to go here. Goes off outside of the blue line. Picked up in the defensive zone there by the Huskies. Apologies for the dead air here. Still get everything figured out. Some technical difficulties, but looks like we got a fix here.
That was great back checking by Jackson Brandhorst. Bear was barreling down that left wing. Looked like he was going to be able to sashay his way down Broadway, but Brandhorst hustling back blue line to blue line, a stick lift, made sure that Bear couldn't get across the line, and now you have to force Northeastern off a neutral zone draw, rim it around, and try and go to work again.
Folk with a hard shot goes wide. Yeah, fan on the slap shot there. Piper finishing his check there on number 7, Joe Gaziano. And the Roadrunners trying to just, with a fast breakout, and the Huskies just stopping them at the blue line here. And that goes back to what you mentioned as well about getting those cross-ice connections. And mentioned puck has just kind of bounced off a lot of the Roadrunners' sticks here.
One of the things that watching the Huskies this afternoon reminded me of is Z, the assistant coach for the Roadrunners yesterday. We're watching the University of Utah, and he was saying one of the things that makes them so hard to break down is they're so consistent. They're heavy in the corners, they forecheck hard, and when you try and counter, they always have at least one, if not two guys back, and that's been the Huskies. They've been there, even that last opportunity where Cliff tried that quick breakout, there was nothing doing. Nope. There were two Huskies back in the defensive zone, and there was just nowhere to go.
And a couple good chances there for the Huskies, and not afraid to shoot the puck anywhere on the net, or excuse me, anywhere on the ice, as Tillinghast takes a big hit up the near side. Bad angle shot. Walsh tried to cover it, got poked away. Still in, back top of the point, shot off a body, now back the other way. No, stolen, and kept in by Waldorf. Good job by Henry Waldorf.
He's played a lot of games in this rink, just not as many of them for Metro as he had for Stanley Lake High School.
I forgot, this is his home rink here. As the puck comes all the way down, and an icing will be called. 13:54 left to go.
For over 60 years, Long Building Technologies has delivered custom solutions to make commercial buildings more efficient, secure, and cost-effective. Get your building on a power play today. Visit www.long.com.
Face off to the left of Walsh here. Picked up by the Huskies off that far side. Donlin, another cross-ice feed, up into the bench and out of play. We'll do it all over again.
It's a popular piece of real estate this afternoon.
Well, and only one puck in the stands, though, today. So I'll take that as a win, as we had one fly up here and almost...
Haven't been nearly decapitated.
And didn't hit your splitter.
Yeah. Hey, it was worth the money just from the use anyways. But taking the shot, direct hit from the puck and staying in pristine working condition,
That's
good for you, Sterling.
good quality production.
Yeah.
And now back the other way. Here come the Huskies. And I mentioned as well, and it's kind of common sense here. Obviously, the next goal is huge, right? We're tied. Next goal puts you up by one, obviously, but it also really makes sure you don't have to put pressure on yourself here. And both teams still haven't deviated from their game plans.
Yeah, to that end, both of these teams, they haven't gone outside of themselves to that point. They know what they want to do, they know who they are, and they've executed. And when we talk about the goal scoring today, even Metro State, well, that's a trip.
Yeah,
and
saw that coming.
Again, that's you don't want that penalty, but the alternative is a 2-on-1 the other direction in a game that just hasn't had a lot of grade A looks. And it's not a penalty you like, but it's not a penalty you hate either.
Absolutely. Well, and the third power play coming up for the Huskies. That's
It's their first since the first period. They had two opportunities in that opening frame. And again, this passive box for the Roadrunners. They extend the top of it a little higher than we've seen with Siegel and Margolis out there. We'll see if that keeps up as the penalty progresses. The Roadrunners have not been shy about tweaking some of those looks as a penalty kill progresses, making sure that you don't always know what's coming.
Mm-hmm. And Metro is such an aggressive penalty kill team, though. You see, as you said, that passive box, but loose pucks, they converge. Mm-hmm. As Elberry, shot tip, went low and wide. Turnaround fired down by Tafoya. And we'll get a full change for the Roadrunners here. Minute 15 left on the power play. Elberry in behind his own net. Left-handed shot. Little deke. Brings it out of his own zone. Head on a swivel. As Larkin wraps it around the near side. Picked up. Folk sends it deep. Picked up again. A little turnaround there by number 6, Joe Pootram. Up to Folk. Near corner. Centering feed. Shot. Kick save there by Loeffler. Sent up but not out. Glove down by Elberry. And Metro able to corral it and send it back down. 40 seconds left to go.
And there, that penalty kill unit won a different look. They were in that box, but McLeod had a lot of freedom to chase down pucks on that near wall, made things difficult for Northeastern. They got one look from the bumper that Loeffler had to make a save on. But other than that, again, the Roadrunners doing a good job keeping the puck towards the perimeter.
Yep.
They've got a half minute left on the kill.
Got an offside call here, so face off to the outside of the blue line, far side right in front of Metro's bench. It's going to be Kyle Wilson on the draw for Northeastern. Wins it. Foster picks it up, looking, send it deep. Loeffler comes out to play it. Rattles it around off the near side boards. Picked up. Foster, top circle, passes across, far, looking, shot, kick save again. Taken away by Bear. Bear, top of the point. He's with Foster. Foster rotates. Bear looking. Shot blocked in front again. Picked it up. Far circle. Back to Bear again. Top of the point. Bear looking for a lane. Nobody home. Drops it off. Back to Bear again. Bear looking. Shot. A good block there by Jensen. Out of the penalty box. Here we come. And the puck rattles in on Loeffler. We'll get a whistle. 0 for 3 for Northeastern. And this crowd is loving it.
Oh, man, and the Huskies were screaming at Bear to take that shot from the high slot. He had the screen set up in front, and he hit the hezzy 1 second too long. And by the time he loaded up for that snapshot, a great piece of defensive work to get the shot block.
And an opportunity there again by the Huskies. It was a good look by Brendan Friday, the only goal scorer here for Northeastern. Loeffler with the save. We approach the midway point of this third period.
Got ourselves a good old goaltending duel tonight.
Oh, it's been great. Fun game to watch and broadcast as well. These are my favorite types of games up here in the booth. As the puck gets knocked down, a foot race now. O'Connell is going to get there. Cooper Peterson, the forecheck, rattles it around, picked up by Northeastern again, sent up but not out. Peterson sends it in deep. Puck comes out. Taken away, Leonard. Up to Friday. Friday with some speed and some room. Friday, right circle. Poke check there by Loeffler, and he gets barreled into the net. And we're going to have a whistle here. I don't believe a penalty, though. I think it was just a good defensive play.
Yeah.
And a good hustle on Friday. Went forehand, backhand. But Loeffler did the same thing he did last night, threw the stick out, the old Dominic Hasek poke check.
I'm telling you, he is a one-man band bringing the poke check back into style.
I'll tell you one thing, you and I last night were able to go play some arcade games and play the old Wayne Gretzky's 2-on-2. And I had the unfortunate...
It didn't go well for me, folks. I'm going to tell you right now, it was a bloodbath.
Oh, I had the unfortunate task, though, of playing against Dominic Hasek when he was with the Buffalo Bills. And tell you what, that's difficult. Good move there. Larkin, shot.
Uh-oh.
And a poke and some extracurriculars here. Good on TJ McLeod standing up for his goaltender on that late poke.
Loeffler, he'll defend his own crease, but he usually brushes that kind of thing aside, lets his teammates handle it.
Yep.
They had that issue up in Wyoming. A couple of times the Cowboys ran Loeffler in the crease, and after the second one, his teammates said, okay, look, we're about done with this.
Yeah. Face-off won by Metro State. No defensive zone. Here comes Waldorf looking for cross-ice feed. Walsh comes out to play it around the near side. McLeod drops it off. Tillinghast chasing after it. And this is where you're got to buckle down here and let your stars do what they do best. Tillinghast opportunity. Looking. Shot. Saved by Walsh, and we'll get a whistle. And that was a heck of a look there by Preston Tafoya.
And one of the things that assistant coach Zach Schwenk said for Metro State when we were talking about this in reference to watching Providence College yesterday, he said the thing with these Northeast teams that's so maybe very different by and large than you see out west consistently is, man, these guys can skate.
Yes,
and
very conditioned.
They're conditioned. The legs are there. They've been doing it their whole lives. And, I mean, you look at the Huskies working just from a worksmanship and a habits perspective. We're over midway through the third period. Offside on Tillinghast here. We're midway through the third period, second game in 2 days. And Drew, these guys look almost as fresh as they did in the first period after their first shift.
Absolutely, and that's coming up to altitude. We talked about that yesterday as well.
Absolutely.
You know, it's I would say it's a real thing. I mean, you being from San Diego, I lived in San Diego for a year, and coming up back home to altitude, it's tough, and you do get winded. I think it's a little overplayed, but it's also a good mental game.
I think what'll be interesting is it really, for that altitude to hit, it takes about 36 to 48 hours is the adjustment. And so what you'll see is these guys may not feel it today, but tomorrow I think you'll start to feel the lack of oxygen along with 2 games in 2 days.
It's a high stick.
Yes, Metro's going to have to touch it. I'm not sure they want to and play
and
on.
They do, and nope, not up into the broadcast booth there. Well, the funny thing, too, again, congratulations to the Denver Broncos headed to the AFC Championship game. 33-30 victory today over the Buffalo Bills. But I had the fortunate opportunity to work for the Denver Outlaws, former Major League Lacrosse team owned by Pat Bolin and the Bolin family, and played out of Mile High. So I got the opportunity to walk around a lot, and one of my favorite things about Mile High is for visiting teams, they have signs everywhere warning about altitude sickness.
Yeah.
And as the bus comes in for the players, huge mural on the wall saying you are now above sea level, blah, 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 blah. And again, it can get mental. It can be a mind game.
Absolutely.
And you feel gassed, you are gassed, but you got to keep playing on a good hit up the near boards here. Puck comes free, paddle saved by Loeffler as Ryan Jensen throwing the body around, but a good opportunity there by the Huskies. Coming back in the other way. Here comes Mike Martinez. Another good hit up against the near side, and some extracurriculars here. Martinez holding down the stick there of Gorsuch, coming free. Martinez, a little fluttering shot, far side. Picked up in behind the net. Tomlin lost a handle on it. Wilson. A good hit, a big hit there, excuse me. I wouldn't say a good hit. That was knee on knee.
Yeah.
And I hope he's okay. That's number 6, Joe Putram.
And Margolis going right over to him.
Yeah, I mean, that was not intentional at all.
No, not at all.
And
That's just, you got two guys that kind of ran into each other, jockeying for position in the slot. And it's really, really encouraging to see Donlin be able to skate up, get over to the bench.
That's Putrin, I believe. Or was it Donlin?
Yeah.
It was Donlin? Okay.
Well,
my apologies.
No, and they have Siegel in the box. I thought it was Margolis who laid the hit, but I could have missed that. All the same, Northeastern, I mean, these kinds of opportunities have been few and far between.
Yes. Yep. And it's going to be the 4th power play. So each team has a power play here, or 4 power plays, excuse me, in this one. But yes, great to see Donlin get up and skate off. I'm glad he's okay. Those knee-to-knee hits are scary. And again, Siegel, that was not intentional.
No.
It's a hockey play, and it's unfortunate. It's a penalty, so it's unfortunate. But, in a tournament like this, and again, I mentioned the referees wanting to keep their whistles in their pockets a little bit, unless it's very egregious or very obvious. These two teams never see each other. There's no bad blood. It's just a hockey play that happens. Northeastern, excuse me, here. Power play. Folk, top of the point, near circle. Sends it across. Elberry, near side. Larkin back to Folk.
Oh.
High shot, went wide. McLeod almost got a stick on it.
TJ almost picked that pass off, and he would have been off to the races.
Elberry sends it in deep. Far side circle, looking across, goes off a body. Larkin, shot, goes wide. Get to McLeod. McLeod's going to flip it up. Tillinghast out there on the penalty killer. Not your usual penalty killer here, but I like what Brady Reynolds is doing. Shifting things up a little bit. Got to play more aggressive here. 6:54 left to go. And Tillinghast is he's a little gassed.
A little out of steam there.
As Walsh comes out to play it, sends it up the far side. Tillinghast pokes it away. Good job by Jackson Tillinghast. And rattles in around behind the net. As he'll get a well-deserved change. Was able to talk to Jackson before the game. You saw that interview, and what a heck of a player. What a better guy. What a better human. Very humble. Playing in his senior year here at Metro State. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone. 20 seconds left to go on the Siegel penalty.
It's been the best penalty kill the Roadrunners have had this afternoon. Again, a little bit of ozone time, but it's been tough to enter. Really only 2 shots and 1 great chance for the Huskies on this man advantage.
Bears pass, knocked away. Shot, kick save with the toe. Good job by Loeffler. Comes free, now back the other way. Brandhorst, 2-on-1. Brandhorst down the right side with Jensen and offside.
Yeah.
Oh, by a toe pick.
It was the right call.
It was.
Great work from the linesman who was right on top of that.
I mean, that was offside, but man, that's a tough one here. I'm looking at the replay. Yeah, he was off. I would say not by a toe. I would say probably by a whole skate.
And you know that Jensen was trying everything he could to stay on side. Metro.
And we got hand pass or another
offside.
Offside.
That little zigzag, the crisscross move. Jensen trying to get down the middle. And it's tough because at times if your line mates don't know that's coming, that will get that extra stride over the blue line.
Well, and I have to admit it, I'm the guy that goes offside more times than not. And you're moving at speed, and a good hit there in front of the penalty box by Mike Martinez. And Jensen trying to retaliate a little bit, throw a body of his own. Good job by Cash, muscling his man off the puck here. Wrapping around the near side. Tomlin picked up. Huskies with it. Friday. Goal scorer there for the Huskies. Poked up and back to the neutral zone with 5 minutes left to go here. And again, fans, if this game stays tied after the third period of play, there will be overtime. Whoa. As a shoulder save there by the Roadrunners. So if we do go to OT, please stick around. Little Nirvana here in the arena.
And they've been hitting all the 90s, 2000s stuff today. That's been on the playlist.
It's making my millennial heart proud.
Agreed.
Face-off won by the Huskies. Still applying a lot of pressure here. Top of the point. Stolen and away by McLeod. He couldn't settle it down, though, as the lineman got caught up in that one. Lundmark with it. Stolen. Tillinghast one-on-one now. Tillinghast looking. Shot in the glove. Saved by Walsh. I'll tell you, though, that was a good shot and a good decision by Tillinghast. You just spent a lot of time in your own defensive zone. Get a whistle, get an offensive zone face-off. And we'll have that face-off will come to the left of Ben Walsh. Tied up in the face-off dot. Comes away with it. Metro State in behind the net. Tillinghast looking for something. Turnaround shot off a stick up and out of play. We'll have another offensive zone face-off here with 4.5 to go.
And this is where, again, if you're Metro State, you've been outshot almost 2-1. These opportunities have been few and far between. Love to see a clean face-off win back and, get a shot from the blue line. You've got an opportunity to put some traffic in front.
Yep, and that's something that I would like to see Metro do more of. If not the rest of this game, especially the rest of this weekend. You've got the power at the blue line. You might as well take it. Wilson, cross ice, slot, shot, block, rolls in. Loeffler kicked it away and sent to the corner there by the captain, TJ McLeod. In behind the net, Pootram picks it up. Wilson, near side. Foster with a shot, goes wide. Pootram behind the net, looking towards the point. Far circle, drops it back off to Brett Donlin. Again, good to see he's out there. He's okay. Tied up along the boards, comes away with it. Foster, top of the point, looking. Shot tip, goes high and wide. Donlin, far circle. Kicks it up again, and up and out by McLeod. McLeod on the forecheck, and that will be icing. You're correct.
Tried to beat it out, couldn't quite do it. And again, in this Big Mountain Hockey Classic, a lot of folks working together to help bring this event to you. The Colorado Media School, an American private institution, and instructs students in all areas of the broadcast media industry. It's a comprehensive hands-on program where students are trained by broadcast media professionals currently working in the field.
Face-off won there by Metro. Tied up, though, and taken away by the Huskies. In behind the net, looking. Top circle. Shot went low and wide. Loeffler came way out of his net to try and cut down that angle. It worked. As the puck rattles in behind the net. Kicked up the far side. Tillinghast with it. Flips it up, but not out. Kept in by the Huskies here, 3:20 to go. Side of the cage, and Loeffler picks it up again. And that is his 48th save.
He's been busy.
Putting in some work. Face-off right of Loeffler here. Won by Metro State. Trying to set something up here. Comes Margolis. Margolis drops it off. Fabulio gets his pocket picked. And now back the other way. Good stick up into the scorekeeper's area. We'll get another whistle here. Just under the 3-minute mark. Still tied up at 1. Face off right at neutral ice, or center ice rather.
Potato, potato.
Potato, tomato, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Won by Metro State. Here comes Kale Hall. Hall looking, drops it, and couldn't get a shot off. I believe that was Jensen. And up the near side here, Metro still with it. Centering feed, stolen away by Northeastern. What a hockey game this has been here. Stolen away, Bear with it, looking. Front hands, backhand, he scores. With 2:35 left to go on the 50th shot.
We got some folks right above us. They're taking advantage of staying warm in the concourse, so they're watching it through the window. And, you know, the goaltending has been so good all night. It was going to take a great piece of offense. And Bear, forehand to backhand, waited out Loeffler on the slide. And the Huskies grab the lead here down the stretch. And the other thing, Drew, Metro State has already burned their timeout.
Yes.
They do not have that at their disposal. So if they get caught on an ice or they want to try and take a timeout, draw anything up, that is off the menu. It's been 86th.
Well, they're playing very aggressive here. You saw a very unique face-off formation there with one of your defensemen lining up on the far side and only one D-man back. Curious to see if and when Brady Reynolds pulls Loeffler here, if he does. We talked about this last night about goal differential and how important it is, and is it worth it in this one? Maybe, maybe not.
I think that if you're the Roadrunners, you can't do it in a one-goal game any sooner than a minute and a half. Give your offense an opportunity to generate something.
Absolutely. Cash with an opportunity there. Got knocked down there in the slot. Puck rattles around the near side. 2 minutes left to go in this one. 2-1 in favor of the Huskies. Up the far side, here comes Cliff. Loeffler staying put. Cliff looking for Jensen, takes a big hit. Could have been interference, could not have been. And now back the other way. Up to the neutral zone there, excuse me. Drops it back, picked up. Tillinghast trying to settle it down here, just under 2 minutes left to go. Up to Cash. Cash, one-touch pass, comes free. Tillinghast grabs it, brings it in near side. Gets his pocket picked. Still up alongside the boards, down the far side now, and with some speed, here come the Huskies over the blue line. Knocked away, good defensive play there. Believed by Cash. Minute and a half left to go here. Here comes Tillinghast. Sorry to interrupt you there, Brendan.
No, and now the puck is it's got to get deep, and they've got to send Loeffler. He's doing his best TLC impression, starting to creep to the edge of the crease.
And we're getting an offside call here. And Tillinghast just had a really good opportunity there. Pass just barely went behind him here. Fans want to let you know, stick around for the post-game show here. Let you know what happened in this one, as well as preview the upcoming 2 games for Metro State, as well as Northeastern. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As we approach 1 minute left to go here in this one. Face-off won by Metro. Little pass knocked away, and here comes Tillinghast with some numbers. Loeffler's thinking about it. Tipped in on net, rebound, shot! Just went wide there by McLeod off the tip. Loeffler staying in net, kept in right at the blue line, and knocked away there by the Huskies. 50 seconds left to go. Up to Bear, your second goal scorer here for the Huskies. Comes free. Back the other way now. Your number 1 unit is out for Metro. Sent in deep, knocked away. Tillinghast trying to steal it. 35 seconds left. Piper knocks it down. Brings it in the near side, comes back out to the neutral zone. Loeffler wants an icing, and he will get it with 24.7 to go. And Donlin disagreed.
Yeah, I think the argument is that puck had slowed down sufficiently enough it could have been run down. Loeffler's taking a long look over at Brady Reynolds, who, and here comes the signal. Reynolds is emptying the cage, 6-on-5.
24 seconds left to go here. And here comes the timeout for Northeastern. We'll take one as well. 2-1 left, or 2-1 in favor of Northeastern. 24 seconds left to go. We'll be back on Prize Productions. We're back. 24.7 left to go here in this one. Goalie pulled, 6 men on the ice, 24 seconds left. McLeod lines up for the face-off. Linesmen scooting everybody back. Puck is dropped, tied up, comes free in the neutral, or excuse me, middle of the face-off dot. Tillinghast, far side, goes behind Matt Clift, and they gotta reconnect here. Tillinghast up to Clift. Clift, right side, puts it on, glove save, 10 seconds left to go here. So you need a face-off win and a quick shot.
They've got the guys out on the ice to do it, the number one line. And 2 years ago, it was Matt Clift who tied the BMHC championship game with an empty net goal with under 10 seconds remaining in regulation.
And you can see him creeping here. Tied up, one by Northeastern. Cash is there, and they're going to put it up against the boards here, and that's going to do it.
Well, maybe.
Well.
Now they've got to separate everybody. As 60 minutes of just gritty, gutsy, physical hockey, and you don't really want to see it marred by something like this at the end of the game, as some of the Northeastern players have already begun to celebrate over in the goal.
Well, it's going to make for an awkward handshake line, I'll tell you that. But, what a good game by both of these teams. And I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to jump to a break here. There's so much to talk about in this one. Very clean play, called very well by the refereeing staff. I loved watching the way Northeastern play, and I love the grit and determination that Metro State brought here tonight in this one.
I mean, this is one of those things where I don't know what the right word is, happy, unhappy. This was just a good hockey game.
Absolutely.
And I think it really was, it was a 50-50 kind of night where it's 2-1 Northeastern, a couple of bounces, maybe you get another power play goal, could be 2-1 the other way. Loeffler and Walsh were phenomenal. 80 shots combined between these two teams tonight, 3 goals.
Absolutely. And these are the kind of games, I mentioned it early, that I love to broadcast. I love to be a part of. Metro never gave up. Northeastern never gave up. Yes, it was physical. Yes, it was intense. But guess what? Into the game, both teams shaking hands, all the coaches shaking hands. And what a great job here by Metro State. Nothing to hang your head on.
No.
And guess what? Get to come back tomorrow, play a very good Grand Canyon University team. And we'll get to that here in just a moment. Let's get to the goals here. We'll go back into the first period of play. Hank Cash first on the board from Jackson Tillinghast, and Matt Clift made it 1-0 after one period of play. And moving on into the second, number 15, Brendan Friday, able to tie the game up. Nothing going for the Roadrunners in that second period. Moving on into the third, the game-winning goal, Nathan Baer, late in that third period of play, got the game winner for Northeastern. Final shots 50-30 in favor of the Huskies, and what a goaltending battle here tonight. That's going to take us into our 3 stars, presented to you by Brendan Price. Number 3 star, it's going to have to go to the man behind the net for Northeastern, number 40, Ben Walsh.
Yeah, and you look at Walsh, 29 saves on 30 shots tonight, and he stepped up large when it mattered most, kept Tillinghast out the scoreboard, denied McLeod as well, had to deal with a couple of big opportunities late with the goaltender pulled, made a nice glove save on Matt Clift down the stretch, and, sometimes all you need your goaltender to do is exactly what their job is, nothing more, nothing less.
Absolutely.
And Walsh only lets in one, makes your night a little bit easier on the offensive side of the puck.
Absolutely. Flip side of things, I got to give the number 2 star, or rather you do, to our man in between the pipes, Patrick Loeffler, with 48 saves on the evening.
Well, and that's the flip side, right? A game like this, 2 goaltenders are going to play phenomenal. One of them is going to wind up with an L next to their name on the score sheet. And Loeffler, 48 saves tonight on 50 shots. He was excellent. And the other thing that we saw from Patty in goal tonight was that there weren't any dangerous rebounds.
No.
I mean, you had a lot of good first looks. You had the 2-on-1. But by and large, there was nothing where the first shot was taken in the breadbasket and then popped right out into the low slot. He did a really good job with his rebound control, pushing the puck as much as possible to non-dangerous areas.
Absolutely. Your number 1 star here tonight got to be the game-winning goal by Nathan Baer there in that third period of play. Little forehand, backhand, able to get around Loeffler and seal the win there for the Huskies.
Look, the Silky Mitt solution from Bayer down the stretch with 2.5 minutes remaining. Good piece of goal-scoring patience, outweighted Loeffler on the slide. And in a game like this, if that individual effort enough to get Northeastern in the win column. The Huskies, they're 2-0 here at the Classic with a couple of wins, one-goal wins as the visiting team in a visiting building in front of visiting fans. They haven't had the neutral site treatment yet. They'll get that tomorrow. But, man, for the Huskies, this is a great way to start your weekend. You've already guaranteed yourselves at least a split. For Metro on the other side, Drew, we've talked about it. They've got a big one against the Grand Canyon University Antelopes tomorrow.
Yes, and for those of you that don't know, there's going to be there's a little drama from last season between Grand Canyon and Metro State, as I wouldn't call it so much bad blood, but they're going to be very excited to play each other tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon.
You may not say it that it's bad blood, Drew Galliard. It's going to be wild. It's going to be woolly tomorrow afternoon. Grand Canyon, they picked off UMass Amherst here today on the game before us here at the Promenade. It's a great win over a top 5 team in the Northeast region. Grand Canyon, they are playing for their regional lives right now. They're hanging right around that cut line. And so it's going to be a really fun 60 minutes tomorrow afternoon. And again, I think for the Roadrunners, you don't want to hang your head too low after a hard-fought game. Sometimes those just don't go your way.
Absolutely. Well, and real quick, special teams as well. Both teams with 4 power play opportunities. Metro was able to score on theirs and keep Northeastern off of the score sheet on the power play. So great job once again on special teams for the Roadrunners. Nothing to hang your head on.
7 for 7 on the penalty kill across the 2 games this weekend. They were 3 for 3 last night against Cal Berkeley. 4 for 4 again tonight. And I think as we've seen throughout the weekend, it's not just that opponents aren't scoring on Metro State. It's that the Roadrunners have done a consistent job of taking away the middle and not really allowing any good opportunities. The best chances that folks have had to beat them has been in transition and on the zone entry, getting wide and then trying to get back to the middle. But all in all, it's been a good mix and match on the PK for Brady Reynolds to prevent those high grade A opportunities.
Absolutely. Well, let's preview the upcoming games here for Metro State. Again, as we mentioned, taking on the GCU Antelopes tomorrow. That puck drop is 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time, so make sure you tune into that as well before taking on UMass Amherst on Monday morning. Little matinee game at 11:30. Fans, make sure you tune in early tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have a pregame interview with the captain, T.J. McLeod. And then Monday morning, we're going to introduce a new segment here to our broadcast as well, Coffee with the Coach. We're going to catch up with Coach Brady Reynolds, see how he thinks this whole weekend went, and looking forward to speaking with him and talking about kind of how things are going to go as we head into that regional tournament. Once again, I think that's going to do it for us here. Final score, 2-1 in favor of the Northeastern Huskies. I want to say a big thank you to the broadcast crew here, Brendan Price, producer, color commentator, Claire Kostelnick on camera and social media for Price Productions. Also want to give a big thank you to the MSU media team, digital media manager, Brandy Rose, and then photography and media, Lexi Burns, Jaylee Kennedy, and Jake Kendall Perry for all of your hard work as well. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this game. Once again, final score, 2-1 in favor of the Northeastern Huskies over the Metro State Roadrunners. I'm Drew Galliard. Have a great night.